When I was selling for distributors, one of the big things for me was I had to trust the product, because there was nothing worse than me putting my reputation on the line with my customer, then selling them a product and it fails. And then all of a sudden, I have to deal with the fallout of that. So talk to me a little bit about how truly important it is to provide a product that distributors can trust.
Well, I think the most critical thing that you could say, the most important thing about quality being it's a barrier to entry. There's very few products out there that I'm aware of in our industry that can survive if they have a quality event that repeats itself over a long period of time. The more entrenched, larger companies, they experiment with their supply chain and they test new things and ways to save money, and sometimes they get burned in doing that. But they also have a Lean Six Sigma system in place where they can remedy those problems and get the product back on track. For smaller companies coming in, it's just as important too, because you're establishing new relationships and establishing your brand identity tied to that quality system. So again, I look at it as a barrier to entry more than it is an ongoing event. You have to have the quality in place in order to sustain in this market.
Let's listen in to a clip from my interview with the folks at Sampa.
Sampa is very well known for being an airbag manufacturer, and I think we're the third largest airbag supplier in the world. We're in the process of trying to grow that and expand that product line here in North America. We've added several new products to our product portfolio, and we're starting to see that take off here in the US. We've got torque rods, V-arms, tie rod ends, full suspension kits. We're going to be launching a new fifth wheel next year. It's a Sampa designed fifth wheel.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. So a completely unique design to Sampa.
Complete unique design. I don't have too many details on it, except the primary challenge here is going to be the primary challenge for the fifth wheel is to make sure that grease gets spread evenly.
Right.
And we're redesigning the channels, the grease channels to accomplish that. Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, and you just listed off a number of suspension components. As you move into that world, there's a lot of engineering that has to go into that. I mean, obviously, it's the part of the foundation of the truck or the trailer, so there's safety considerations. Talk a little bit about how Sampa invests in the engineering side of the business, and about how you're a manufacturer that controls all of the aspects of manufacturing. How does that factor into bringing these great products to market?
Yeah, sure. We have a manufacturing campus in Samsun, Turkey. Part of that campus, we've got a R&D research and development team that consists of over 200 engineers, and they're dedicated to reverse engineering in some cases, or adding our own flavor to whatever the component is to enhance the features and the benefits of that component.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So for example, with the fifth wheel, that's how you came to this, hey look, there's an issue in the industry, let's address it, let's try to enhance what's already in the market and provide your customers with something that they can go to market with.
That's exactly right.
When you're talking to your distributors that are selling to the trucking industry, when I was selling for distributors, product differentiation was always tough. There wasn't always a lot where I would be different than my competitor. How does Sampa really change the game for distributors in that respect?
Well, we focus on quality. Quality is of the utmost importance with Sampa. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring an aftermarket, a quality aftermarket alternative to this market. This market is extremely competitive, and when you focus on quality, sometimes that can get a little too deep into that. But we're focused on the quality, but then also being able to bring that quality product to the North American market at a very competitive aftermarket price.
Well, that's just it, right? We all want the best of both worlds, right? We want it as inexpensive as possible, as high as quality as possible, so it lasts as long as possible.